In the past, women were considered housewives, housekeepers, and many other things denied any opportunity. Today we are great witnesses of the transition from the kitchen to the big offices and places of great responsibilities. Now Record TV has brought you a show, Her Moment, going to awaken, motivate, and inspire all women out there every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. only on Record TV.
Hello and welcome to Her Moment. We are glad you're still watching Record TV. It's a blessing to have a chance to see another day and of course experience God's goodness, God's mercy and God's ability to allow us to experience new experiences, learn new things and be able to send them out to other people that are in our neighborhood or that stay with us, be it our mothers, our parents, our children and so many other people. Today I'm excited that every day on this and every episode I get the chance to bring to you something different. Now we've talked about a woman in the previous episodes that is very passionate about rugby. We've also talked about a comedian. We've also brought you stories about entertainers, ladies that are making it in the entertainment industry, not forgetting photography. Now we also last week brought you a story about a woman that has done so well in inspiring women, especially in regards to relationships, because it's one thing that really disturbs people. We've also brought you a doctor, we brought you a PhD holder to let you know that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Today is a different day with a different story, an amazing story. Now most people know our guest as Maggie Kigozi, and everybody that talks about her will say that is the mother of our rapper Navio. I mean, everyone knows Navio, you know, but there is definitely a story behind this amazing woman. One thing I can say about her that is very outstanding is that she has sat on different platforms, or I could say she has been able to take up leadership positions in different companies. Right now, she's one of the directors of Crown Beverages, not forgetting that also in her past experiences, she has been the executive director to Uganda Investment Authority. Those are big positions, and that is just a little bit of who she is or of what she has done. Now, I also, in my interaction with her, I realized that she loves football, she loves sports. She's very passionate about sports, among so many other things, and she's also a farmer, which is business, and she's a mother. That's a story that you and I definitely want to listen to. So allow me, with too much excitement, allow me welcome our guest, and she is Maggie Kigozi. Welcome to our show today.
Thank you, Sandra.
We are glad to have you.
Hi, viewers. I'm happy to be with you.
Yes, we are happy to have you on the show. We are excited that we finally get to meet you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring my invitation.
You're welcome.
Before we go any other further, everyone knows you as Navio's mother, as the executive director. At least people also know that part about you. But what is that one thing about you that we do not know?
Oh, that you do not know. There are many things you do not know, I'm sure. I am a medical doctor.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that. And I practiced for 17 years. But I am also now a tree grower. I think trees are very important, and I really love my trees. They take a long time to grow, unfortunately. You wait and wait and wait, yes, but they are growing. And so, yes, I'm also a tree planter. I have 3 children. You all know Navio. Navio is actually the youngest.
Yeah.
Freddie is the eldest. Freddie used to manage Navio, still does bits and pieces with him. He's into marketing, film industry. Then my daughter is next. She's a medical doctor. Yes, she took after me, but she's passionate about it. She wouldn't change ever, I think. And she is working now in Abu Dhabi. Yes.
Okay, that's an amazing family history. I'm glad you could share that with us. And now to your childhood.
Yes.
I know you went to Aga Khan for primary school, and then Gayaza, among other schools, and then also Makerere University. How was Maggie Kigozi? How was she while growing up?
Maggie Kigozi was very, very loved. Very lucky, and I think that's where all the confidence comes from. I was an only girl. I have 4 brothers, 4 excellent brothers. You know, the type of brothers that look after you, repair everything, solve all your problems. So I grew up with that, and a father as well, who's very loving, and a very strong mother. So for role models, strength, that's my mom. There was nothing she couldn't do. So that was my environment. I was lucky to be able to go to some of the best schools in Uganda. I think that's very important for any child. But you know, I went to nursery school with Mrs. Rule. She was a fantastic nursery school. Then to Aga Khan Primary, was an excellent school with all my brothers. We were all there. It was a day school. Then went to boarding school, Gayaza High School. Did my O-levels. Gayaza, of course, was the kind of school that opens your eyes to so many parts of life. So there I learned sports. Yes.
Which particular sport did you participate in?
At that time, I focused on tennis, lawn tennis. But I also played on the netball team. I played table tennis. I played hockey. And we were able to represent Uganda. Young, you know, in the youth games. Went to Nairobi, went to Russia, went to Ghana, so traveled quite a bit.
Because of sports? Because
of sports, yes. Even throughout medical school, I attended all the university games, the World University Games. And the table tennis team actually went to China. I was not able to go because I had exams, but so I missed that one. And otherwise, they actually went to China. So sports gave me a lot that I use on a day-to-day. Sports teaches you to compete. Of course, you want to win. It also makes you strong. You're physically fit, whereas others are tired. But you can keep going, even in the rest of your life. It also gives you networks. The sports people often are very successful people. So when you go into the ministry, you go to the business, you will meet the person you play squash with, the person you play tennis with. So the networks are very useful that you get from sports. So maybe since we are talking this is her moment, talking to parents. Don't stop your kids from playing sports. Yes, allow them, and you can see now my nephew. I come from a sporting family, of course. My nephew is now on the International Olympic Committee. This is a wow thing that has a very few people on it, and one of them is my nephew. So you can see where sports can take you. Yes.
So now to university, you do a bachelor's in medicine and surgery.
Yes.
Was that your childhood dream? Had you always wanted to be a medical doctor?
I wish it was my dream. I cannot say that. It was my father's dream. My father's dream was that I would be a doctor. So right from nursery school, even my nursery school teacher remembers that when she asked me what I was going to do, I said I was going to do medicine. And then she found me again, years later. She was an Indian from Aga Khan. She found me years later and asked me, what are you doing? I said, I'm in medical school. She couldn't believe it. You told me you'd be in medical school. Yes, so it was my father's dream.
It was your father's dream.
I love my father. So I had to make it real. I had the ability to do sciences, no problem. I could also do arts very well.
Doing science.
I could do both.
Chemistry.
Yes. So because I had the marks, it wasn't easy to get into medical school. I think a very small percentage. We were 120. The only medical school was Makerere in Uganda. 120 students, of whom only 11 were girls. A lot of them, my classmates from Gayaza, but also Namagunga, Weranyange. So there were a few of us actually made it into medical school.
Oh, amazing. And you said it was your father's dream.
My father's dream.
You had to, because you loved your father, you really had to follow through your dream.
Yes.
But putting that aside, what would have been Maggie Kigozi's other dream?
I think, and I like saying this to people, your degree just opens up your mind to the world, and you can do anything. It doesn't mean that just because you're a doctor, you are limited to just being that. So in my life, I've been many things since then. Yes, for 18 years, yes, I was a doctor. I worked in Zambia, worked in Uganda, worked in Nairobi. But when my husband passed away, he was with business. He was doing business. He was running from the Crown Bottlers at that time, Pepsi. So I had to take over. I had to, you know, we had the business, it was a family business. I had to take over. So I moved to business. And yes, I was able to learn because of my medical degree. It's not difficult to learn anything else. So I was able to learn, and yeah, for 6 years I was with Pepsi.
And also I would like you to enlighten us about your journey, especially with between Nairobi, between Zambia, and then Uganda, because I noticed that in one or the other you'd always go to Zambia and then work there, then come back to Uganda. What was the history behind you moving to other countries?
It wasn't a good history, you know, Uganda's turbulent past. So that was during Idi Amin's time. And I didn't have a problem, but my husband did. My husband was running a brewery. He was the chief engineer at the Uganda breweries, and they would produce beer for the army, which had a different top. And at one point, it was claimed that the army beer was not good. So they came to pick up my husband. Somebody told him, and he was able to leave the country very fast. And because he was working for the brewery, which had branches in Kenya, and branches in many other places, and in Zambia, they needed a chief engineer in Zambia. So for him, when he left here, they were immediately gave him a job running the brewery in Zambia. So I was left behind. I was doing my internship. I had to finish internship.
Internship where?
Here, Makerere. Makerere University, Mulago Hospital, but it's a part of Makerere University. So I finished my internship, and then I left. So leaving was another challenge. But because I used to cross going to play table tennis, going to play lawn tennis, the people, our friends at the border, they would see us all the time. So this time I came with my son, and maybe with a lot more luggage than usual. And they thought, yes, she's just going to play tennis. Otherwise, that would have been a problem. Doctors were running away, and they didn't want them, didn't want us doctors to be leaving. So I was able to cross the border nicely with my friends, our friends at the border post, not worried at all, thinking I was going to play my tennis and come back. Yes, so I was able to leave the country.
So again, sports helped you go to another country in the most safe way.
Exactly. And of course, when you're a sports person, people actually like you. Like, you know, we love Dennis Onyango, we love our footballers, we love Arthur Blake, our motorcycle racers. So I was already featuring in the media as a tennis player, table tennis player. So yeah, they were even very happy to see us. Give you as much help as possible, allow you to cross the border very fast. Yes. So again, sports being helpful, useful. Yes.
Yeah. As a young girl growing up, what is that one challenge that you faced then? Because at the end of the show, we need to be able to realize that the challenges people faced then, some are being faced again right now. Yeah, and some are no longer really an issue, but you as MAGGIE Kigozi, what was that challenge that you faced while growing up?
Like I told you, in my background, growing up with only boys and therefore being very competitive, I really didn't have that many challenges. The challenge would have been, how do you get into medical school where your father wants you to get? But being in good schools, that was also, and having been trained by Gayaza, which teaches you to take your education seriously, teaches you how to behave, teaches you even the sports. So having come from that background, I personally did not have too many problems. But looking back, after I grew up and again was thinking, why are the women not succeeding? How come I can succeed and they can't? It took me researching and talking to my friends who are feminists to understand the issues that my sisters face. My sisters are married off when they're 12 or 13. You know, they're not allowed to go to school. The boys go to girls' school, the girls stay at home. They don't have the confidence. Because they've been brought up. Our culture, you know, you are supposed to kneel, for example. I have a problem with that. I was never taught to kneel personally. So I do have a problem with how do I do business when I'm down on the floor. I'm supposed to compete. I'm supposed to you know. So our culture brought us up a certain way, and this has got to change. This has got to change.
In fact, you're now tackling the issue that is probably the main reason as to why we have this show. Women consistently being put down.
Yes.
Yet they can do so much more. The reason as to why we get the chance to host Maggie Kigozi is to let women know, or young girls know, that they can achieve their dreams equally, just like the men can, or just like the boys can. It does not matter if you're actually 20 or you're now 40. It's never too late to start something and actually do it. So let's now dive into the issues you know that women are currently facing in the country. Not just anywhere in the country, the whole world at large. Yeah.
We face problems everywhere as women. We have a challenge getting to the top. You know, we did not get the same education often, so we're not as educated as the men. We don't have time as women. You're a married woman with children, you're very busy. You don't have the time to focus on your work. You don't have the time to plan for your job because you are all the time running to hospital with the kids, with the grandmother, with the in-laws. You are the one, it's your job. Arranging weddings, cooking for the weddings, cooking for funerals. It is you and it's your job. So you don't have time. We are really short of time as women. So the challenge now is how do our partners, how do the men come in to take up some of that burden, to make sure that not all of it is on the back of the woman, because she cannot then excel in whatever she would be able to excel in. She doesn't have the time. Yes, we are good at multitasking, but sometimes you need to focus. You need the time to think out what is happening in the business, what does it need. You do need that time to yourself, and you're never able to get it because our culture has pointed us in a certain direction. There are things that we are supposed to do.
And then there are things we're not supposed to do.
And there are things we are not supposed to do. That you sit at home and wait for the husband
to come back.
Yes. Our young girls, they've been brought up to think they would find ready-made things. They would find a home.
A husband.
A husband already.
Everything.
I think young girls, you are missing on a good opportunity where you start poor, you and your wonderful, handsome, young boyfriend. Let's stress young. Forget the old men, leave them for the old women. Young. Start off with this young man and build yourselves together. We started off, where did we start off? Yes, he was an engineer, I was a doctor, an intern. He was just started working 2-3 years. So yes, you could see he had potential, but he didn't have it all. I could not have said, can I have a car and get it? Or can I have a television and get it? No, he couldn't afford it, and neither could I. But together, eventually, we have a car, we have a television. Okay? So to the young girls, don't look for the finished product. The one who has everything already. Work together with your age mates, and you can then succeed together. It's much more fun. I mean, talking to old men, they will be talking politics. They will be talking boring things. Really? Is that what you want to hear?
So you see, you're talking about a topic that I know is very interesting.
Yes.
About girls focusing on building a life with the younger males,
Yes.
because then they can have a brighter future.
Yes.
But The stories that we are having, the young men, the age mates that you're saying,
Yes.
come off as not my words, but from experiences I've had with friends and everything, they come off as the not so very focused. And sometimes women opt for the slightly older because they feel that they're more focused and they're more sure of what they really want. Yes. What can you
No,
say?
slightly older is fine. Yeah, unmarried. Okay, slightly older.
And
unmarried.
Yes.
Will you check that? These ladies, leave the married men alone.
Yes, they're already taken.
They're taken. So look for the unmarried one. Yeah, he's slightly older, that's fine. He maybe has a few, mine was 5 years older. My husband, that's a good age difference.
It was 5 years older.
Yes, that's a good age difference. And then expect that he cannot supply you with everything. So he will be working. You should look for work yourself. Don't expect. I hear something about SANDRA KAHUMUZA. Please make your own money. Let's not wait for this KAHUMUZA business. You make your own money. So look for your own job. See what business you can start maybe. And so the two of you will then make it in the end together.
And then let's now draw your attention to something that also affects women, especially in the search for jobs, which you're pointing out.
Yes.
And like briefly enlighten us about what you know or what you think is affecting women, because some women have a wrong mentality towards certain jobs.
Yes.
Like they may say, those jobs are not meant for me. Yes.
It is true, there are some jobs, of course, that are not meant for you. You have probably studied something, you have either a skill or a degree, and you would very much like to work in that area. But sometimes it's not possible. Nowadays, there are too many graduates. Do you know that we have 60 universities and so many colleges, teacher training, whatever, institutions. So the numbers coming out of all these institutions are huge and the jobs are simply not there. So what can you do? Yes, continue looking for a job. Don't give up applying. I know young ladies, they apply 3 or 4 times and this is too hard. I've given up. Don't give up. Keep on applying. Your job is out there. Yeah, you will be the best for it. You will be able to get it. So keep on trying. After all, if you've written one letter, it's just a matter of twisting it a little bit to suit the other job. Secondly, don't limit yourself to jobs you can't do. I think my story is a very good example of a medical doctor going to medicine, going to agriculture, you know. So all that requires different skills, but you can learn. You can learn. So
you can also adjust anyway.
Yes.
From one job to another.
And Google, you have this fantastic tool that we did not have. When I needed to know anything, and what I would do is run to colleges. So I'd run to MOOCs, to teach me finance for non-finance managers, to teach me customer care, teach me.
But now everything is on Google.
Is on
you just get your phone, type in, and then
even with a lecturer, if you're the type that likes to hear rather than read, there are YouTube videos almost of everything you need to know. So you can actually find any knowledge that you need. So be flexible and don't expect to start as the CEO. You young ones are so ambitious, it's ridiculous. You really want the CEO's job, like yesterday. Yes. So remember, it took us many years. I was CEO of UIA, after I was 40 something. Yeah, so it takes time because experience is important. They want to see that you have the experience. Those who are providing jobs, I know the young people are always quarreling about this experience thing, but experience is important. Yeah. So be willing to start small and grow. Be willing to take any salary. Even be willing to volunteer. Volunteer, I found, has given me the best networks and the best knowledge. I am a scout, and in scouting is where I learned how to. Now, when I came to manage Chogam, the business forum of Chogam, it was a piece of cake because we had managed little camps and camporees and big conferences all over the years as a scout. Now, when I came to UIA, that is what I do. Piece of cake, very easy.
Because you had volunteered there.
I'm a volunteer there. I love young people, and I love disciplined, energetic, inquisitive, community-oriented. They want to help people. So the scouts for me are perfect. Both boys and girls. I just love the young people there. And in helping them, I help myself. I am where I am because of what I learned, trying to help as an adult leader for the young scouts.
So maybe to the women watching us right now, or to the young girls that probably are still struggling with a job or with anything, there are very many opportunities actually in Uganda currently, because I should say that there are very many organizations, be it small or big, that just want you to volunteer your services or to volunteer your talents or to volunteer your time. And the moment you do that, personally I do know for a fact that every single person you meet, you may need tomorrow, because networking is a very important thing in everyone's life. Today on the show, we let you understand that there's, and in the next part that we'll be going through, we'll be diving into how she managed to be a single mother and also raise her beautiful children to where they are right now. But before we go in for a short commercial break, I want to emphasize what she said, that do not shun any job. Do not look down on the salary that you're given. Just be willing to offer your services, because in one or the other, you may end up becoming the CEO. She became a CEO, she says, at about 40 and above. That's when she was able to achieve that status. But she was working all the way to that. So be willing to work, be willing to earn it. Thank you for staying with us, but let's now go in for a short commercial break, but do stay with her moment.
In the past, women were considered housewives, housekeepers, and many other things denied any opportunity. Today we are great witnesses of the transition from the kitchen to the big offices and places of great responsibilities. Now Record TV has brought you a show, Her Moment, going to awaken, motivate, and inspire all women out there every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. only on Record TV.